Welcome. This is Lego Digital Designer, and this is a program that allows us to build pretty much anything we want with Legos. And so I've gone ahead and opened up a new project here, and I'm just going to really quickly, before I dive into some of the new things, I want to really quickly review some of the basics that we've gone through with all the third graders in my class. And so let's review some of the things. First of all, here's your canvas. This is where you're going to be doing all your building here. And there is plenty of space. As you can see, I can zoom out with my mouse wheel and zoom in with my mouse wheel. So you'll have more and more room. If this is not enough space, there is plenty of room. It goes on maybe infinitely. It goes on for a long, long time. On the left-hand side, this is every single Lego piece that you have. They're sorted into categories. So if you press the plus sign, it'll expand it. And you can use your mouse wheel. If your mouse cursor, your mouse arrow is in this region here, if you use a mouse wheel, you can scroll up and down to look through the pieces little by little. If you already know what you're looking for, you can always take and drag this and drag it quicker towards the bottom or towards the top. Okay, and as you can see here, they're all sorted by size. The smallest pieces are going to be at the top. The larger pieces are going to be at the bottom. Okay, and when you're done with that, if you click on it, it's a minus sign. It'll hide that, and you can click and expand something else and click and expand other things. And so all of these pieces are on the left-hand side. Okay, we have, so we can go ahead and let's grab a piece, for example. I'm going to grab a 2x4 piece, and if you hover over any of these pieces, you can see it tells you the name of the piece. So I'm going to grab one of these pieces and put it, and see it's in my hand, and so I can put it anywhere I like to on here. You can also see there's these arrow keys, the up, down, left, and right arrow keys on next to my hand, right? And so that's the keyboard arrow, so I can press up, 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 down, 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 or right, 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 or left, left, left. So that allows you to spin the piece in any way that you need it spun to be able to place it where you need it placed. Okay, so that's what that does. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece there. See, I click and it puts it down. And I can grab another piece and put it, say, on top of it. I can even put a piece underneath it if I wanted to, right? Next to it. Oh, let me grab this blue piece. And see, sometimes, see, I'm trying to put this piece right next to the green piece, and sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate properly. So if I put this down right here, and I hold down my second mouse button to change the angle of my camera. You can also do it with these up, down, left, and right buttons on the side, but it's a lot quicker to just hold down your second mouse button, so then you can look at it real quickly. You can shake your mouse, move it, slide your mouse, and it changes the angle a lot quicker than pressing like this and like this and like that, right? So it's much quicker. Hold down the second mouse button, yeah? As you can see here, I was nowhere close. When I was looking at it, it looked like it might have put it next to it, but nope, it didn't put it there at all. So if you mess up, you can either delete the piece by grabbing the delete tool here, and you see now my mouse arrow has a red X to it, and I can just click on it and it disappears. So that's one way of fixing it. There's also another way of fixing it, which I'll show you in just a minute, but let me first go back to my normal tool, my regular arrow, by clicking right up here. And so I'm going to click on this blue piece again, and you see, sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate. In real life, it's not this hard. But on the computer, if your camera angle is a little bit off, it might make it harder to put down a piece. I want to put this right next to the green one. Well, all you have to do, the easiest way, is make sure you're looking at it a little bit more from the top. See? So again, click your second mouse button. It even works if I have a piece in my hand like I do right now. Hold down the second mouse button, move it so you're not looking at it from the side, but you're looking at it a little bit more from the top. And usually a little bit more from the top makes it easier. Click. There it is. So much easier. And of course the mouse wheel lets us zoom in and zoom out, so we can see that a lot easier. Okay, so that's how we build pieces. And I can continue to build my wall very nice like this, as many as I need, and so that's some of the basics there. Now, just to show you, we also have the paint bucket tool. I think you were here in class when we talked about this, but let me just really quickly review it. Paint bucket lets you change the color of pieces you already have. So I'm going to click on this paint bucket tool and click on this pink piece right here. And see what's going to happen is going to pop up all the different colors that are available for that piece, and I can choose a different one. So let me choose, I would like to make that purple instead. So I'm going to click on purple, and voila, there it is. It's now purple. I'm going to click on this green one down here, and I've decided I'd like to make that one orange. So I'm going to click on orange, and voila, that one's orange now. Right? Now, there are some limits, again, with the paint bucket tool, because the paint bucket tool will only change the colors to colors that are available. So, for example, if I get a very obscure, very rare piece, let's say I get this, let's grab these 4x18 pieces. I grab one of those and I put one down here. See, if I use the paint bucket on there, it only gives me those options, because besides green, these are the only other pieces, as you can see right here. There's only 6 colors total for that shape and size. So the paint bucket tool will let you change colors, but only out of the colors that you already have. So I'm going to choose blue, for example. There we go. All right. Now the other tools that we've talked about the we've talked about undo. So the computer keeps track of every single move you've ever made. And so if you hit this back button, this undo, this blue arrow right here, it'll undo every single move you've made. So let's watch what happens when I click on this. Ooh, it turned that one back green. Then it got rid of the piece, then that piece, then this, and undo, 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 undo. And there's no more undos. As you can see, I can't click this button anymore because there's nothing else left in my history to undo. And this button appears. This is redo. So this will let you redo any move you made that you accidentally undid, right? So there we go. We're back to what we left off at. Let's see, what else? We have also learned about the Hinge tool. So to demonstrate, let me go ahead and build a person. So I'm going to go down here to the people pieces. These are where all the legs and bodies are. So let me go and grab a leg piece like that, and let's spin it this way so I can see it using my arrow keys on my keyboard. Put them down right there, and scroll down. Let's get a body. Let's grab this one, and I'm gonna have to spin that as well using the arrow keys. And let's zoom in and put that down right there. And now that I'm done with the legs and the body, I need to minus out of this, otherwise I'll have too many things opened up on this and it'll be harder to find anything. So let's minus out of any category that we're done with. And we're ready to build a head. And let's grab her, put that there, spin her head facing that way. Okay, that's what we have so far. And let's give her some hair. So let's minus out of this and click on the hair pieces, and we'll grab this one. Oops, well, that's going to be sideways again. So again, use your arrow keys to switch it over to face the right direction, and click. And there we are. She is done. Okay, so now with the Hinge tool, what that does is this one right here, sorry, that allows us to be able to turn any pieces that can turn or bend or twist. So as you can see with a Lego person, there's lots of things that can turn or twist. So I'm going to grab that, click on her hand, and you see that green arrow's pointing the correct direction there. And so I can go ahead and twist that, and so it twists her hand. I can click on her arm, and look, is that green arrow pointing in the correct direction to twist her arm? No, it's actually twisting it the wrong way. Sometimes that does happen. Now you have to be careful. If that happens and you try to twist her, it'll actually twist the whole entire person around it. So that's not good. If you ever do that, the easiest way to fix it is click undo once. And now let's see if we can get that green arrow facing the right way. Let's click on her arm again. Yay, see that green arrow's facing the right direction. That's the way we want to twist our arm, that way. And so now if I twist this, you can see, yay, it lets us twist it. Now you can see a curious thing that happens. If I keep on trying to move it, it won't let me move her arm any further. And so the reason why I can't go any higher than that is because her big fat head's in the way, right? If you look at it from the top, it's very easy to see. Her big fat head's in the way, so she can't actually move her arm past that. Now you can always obviously swing it around the other way, but again, her big fat head's in the way, so we can't go any further. So that's as far as we can go there. Okay, so that is the hinge tool. You can bend anything that can bend, even her whole head. I can have her head turn any way I want it to turn, like so. And even her legs and her arm. And her hip, we can bend that as well. Okay, so that's the hinge tool. There's also the clone tool that I taught you guys. So the clone tool will let you copy any piece that you already have. And it's very nice if you're building, say, a wall and you need a piece over and over again. Instead of having to go back out here and hunt down that exact same purple piece right here, in here, I don't have to hunt it down. If I already have it, it's easy to click on the clone tool and it'll give me an exact copy. All I do is click on it, and voila, I have another purple piece. Click on it again, voila, another purple piece. Click on it again, have another purple piece. Click on this one, oh, I have a green piece, right? So any piece you click on, it'll give you another one of them. Oh, let's look at it from the top. It's not letting me put it down. There it is. Okay, so those are the different tools that we have. And of course, you know, you can zoom in and out with the mouse arrow. You can click the second mouse button to change the angle of your camera. And we've talked about the delete tool. We talked about the paint tool, the hinge tool, the clone tool, the regular arrow if you don't want anything in your hand anymore. So if you have a piece in your hand and you don't want it, oh, it's not coming out of my hand. Well, click on the arrow tool to get you back to normal. We've talked about undo and redo. And there's only one other thing that I need to talk about before we talk about the final project, which is building our house, our Lego house. So the last thing I need to show you is how do we, so we can actually change our camera angle very quickly by holding down the mouse and moving our mouse in any direction we want. And so we can look at anything we make from any angle. As you can see, the focus is on this wall that I've just built. And so as I spin it around, or as I zoom in and zoom out, the focus is right on my wall here. And it's actually the center point in between these up and down arrows and this left and right. If you drew a line from here to here and there to there, it would hit right here at what I'm looking at. Well, here's a problem. You know how to change the angle of the camera. You know how to zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. But how do you move the camera to a new spot if you want to look at something else? I don't want this wall to be where I'm focusing in on anymore. I want, like, this lady, or I want something else. So let me show you. For example, I'm going to build a person really, really far away from this. This will help illustrate the point. Let me minus out of here. Let's grab another person. I'm going to build them way off in the distance. So I'm going to give some green pants. I'm going to put them way out. I'm going to put them way out there. Okay. Now, probably you've noticed that the farther you are zoomed out of something, the harder it is to really see what you're doing. So even if you were to clone another one of these purple pieces and try to put it right on top of it, it might be a little bit hard to see what you're doing. See, oops, I put that piece a little bit off there, right? If you're zoomed out, it makes it harder to build. So you don't want to be zoomed out too much. You don't want to be zoomed in too much, too, because then maybe it's hard to see what you're doing, too. But so what I want to do is, since I built this person way out over here, I'd like to be able to actually zoom in there and see that a lot closer so I can, it'll be easier for me to build. But you can see, if I try to zoom in, it's just zooming into this wall. And even if I click on my regular arrow, and even if I put my arrow in this area when I move my mouse wheel forward, you can see that it still zooms into the wall. And even if I use this plus and minus on here, it's still zooming into the wall. Even if I try pressing these buttons here, it's still zooming into the wall. The focus is only on this wall. So how do I change the focus? How do I move the camera so that it's not looking at this anymore, but it's looking at there? So here's the way you do it. Step one, you take your mouse and put it on what you want to focus on. And so it will light it up in pink. Step 2, you click the second mouse button, the one that your middle finger's on. You click that just one time, and it will make it so that this is the center of the universe now. Right now, this is the center of my universe. Right? It's literally in the center of my screen. See, if I draw a line from here to there and there, it is right here. But watch what happens. I put my mouse on it. I click on the second mouse button one time. 3, 2, 1. Click. You see, look. Did you see how these green legs are now perfectly in the middle of my screen here? And if I try to zoom in, yay, look at that. And if I try to hold down the second mouse button and move it around, yay, see, look, I'm looking right here. So that is how you move where the camera is. You put your mouse on it and you click on it with the second mouse button, and that will be now the center of your new universe. Okay, so I'm going to build a dude out here. There we go. And minus out of these pieces real quick and get myself a head. And we'll put this guy here with the mustache. And we'll give him, instead of hair, we'll give him a hat. How about that? I'll go to the hat pieces. And he looks like a conductor to me. How about you? Let's give him a hat like that. Okay, there he is. Well, I'm done building my dude out here. I'm ready to continue building on my wall, but the problem is, look, it's going to be hard for me to build on my wall because the center of my universe is now this dude here. And so every time I zoom in, it's zooming into just the dude. And so I want to zoom in back to here. So again, put your mouse on it, use the second mouse button and click it one time, and voila, bam. That is now the new center of my universe right there. Okay, so that is how you change where things are. And that is all of the basics of using Lego Digital Designer right there. Yeah, that's pretty much everything else. We're not going to have to worry about these other tools. We're not going to need those. That's it for this video. I hope you understand and hope you have fun with Lego Digital Designer at home yourself. The next video will be how to build the house and talking about the rules of the house that we're building for our final project in computer class. So tune in for my next video, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.